good enough.
Alright, let us know when we're live.
Alright, here we go.
Alright then,
everyone.
how are we doing out there, stream? How are we doing tonight?
Hello, everyone.
Welcome back.
Alright, I am TheGuesst, and nman here is going to be doing Rush.
Hello, everyone.
Sonic Rush.
I am going to take you guys on a ride. So, everyone donated for Blaze %, and when I mean everyone, I mean Kirby Masta.
Yeah, and it was $120 too.
Yeah, there's also the $20 for the 420 meme. But, yeah. Who's ready for some Blaze %? Alright, so...
Right. You want to go over some of the differences in Blaze immediately here?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and start that, I guess. Blaze is a bit slower than Sonic. Her top speed is, like, drastically slower than Sonic's, and she has the ability to hover, so she compensates for that. And some of her tricks can give her a lot of distance. So, there's some things that Blaze can do that Sonic can't, and sometimes that gives Blaze an advantage, but... yeah.
There's also a few places where, like, there are skips in the game and you just don't have enough speed to get across some gaps and such. So, in turn, like, Sonic is overall faster for the run, but Blaze is pretty good for what...
Yeah, she only lags behind by like a minute, or a minute and a half, on average, so, when it comes to the total time. So, we're actually... go ahead. Whatever you said.
Alright, so we're going to be playing the game, and we're actually not going to go through the story mode, because in that you actually have to unlock Blaze, and there's a cutscene you have to sit through in order to do so. And if you fail the speedrun of this, then you pretty much have to start that all over again. You have to play through Sonic's first two stages, and it's pretty annoying, so you just want to go ahead and... we go ahead and start this from essentially after all the stages are complete, so we go through them in order. And it's essentially what any percent would be, but we don't call it that. It's Sonic % and Blaze %.
Yep. Alright. I guess we'll start in... yeah, I guess we'll start in about 3... or wait, how's the audio sound for everyone? Out of curiosity?
That's good.
Alright.
Can you turn volume up on us, actually? Is what she said.
Alright. That should do.
Alright.
Alright. Alright, I guess we're about ready to start. I guess we'll start the timer in 3, 2, 1, go. So Blaze's first stage is Night Carnival, which is Sonic's 4th act, or 4th zone.
Right, all the stages are going to be out of order for both characters. Like, only Mirage Road... I'm not sure which ones match up, but there's only 2 that actually do.
The only one that matches up with Sonic is Mirage Road and Deadline. Ooh, that was...
Now, if you're just first time watching a Rush game, it's kind of going to be alienating to you, because there's a couple of systems that are going to be in place here. There's a trick system, which you use tricks to build up your attention gauge on the left of there, and that goes to blue, then yellow, then red, and then max. It's 4 levels essentially. Once it gets to max, you're going to get infinite boost for just a little while, and the only way to get the attention gauge is doing tricks and killing enemies.
Alright, so right there I did what I call a rush jump. That's basically using the boost ability or the rush ability on slopes to get enough height and reach platforms that I would normally never reach. So
right.
You'll be seeing that quite often. Ooh, I didn't let that charge long enough. Night Carnival is...
as Chad's pointing out... Oh, go ahead.
Night Carnival is just not a fun stage.
Yeah, there's a lot of switches that you have to hit and triggers you have to get to in order to proceed through the level. And there's these blocks you have to constantly push. And if you don't have any boost meter, you're going to go into a really slow push animation.
Yeah, there's just a lot of things that slow you down.
Everywhere in this game, really. It's important to have boosts pretty much everywhere in this game.
Yeah.
And you can, I saw that you're tapping the hover ability with Blaze there. That's instead of hover, Sonic would get an air dash, but if you do that with Blaze, you can gain more horizontal area that you can cover, essentially.
Yeah.
Looks
So
like we had a donation.
ooh, go ahead.
Oh, sweet.
Alright. Refresh page here. We have $1 from
Dang, $1.
Malva, actually. It says hi for 420. Have a nice run, Edmund. Now it's from Malva Dolphin.
Thanks for that.
Yeah, thanks for the donation, dude. Appreciate it.
Alright, so there are boulder sections here. I need to make sure I'm spin dashing while boosting or rushing, or Blaze will die, because her top speed, again, is really low. Sonic can just really outrun the boulders in this game, but Blaze has trouble doing that.
And you're doing a spin down the pipe there in order to preserve some speed. Oh, yeah, spin down the slope, essentially. And there's actually a spin dash in this game. It is a desperation move whenever you have to use it, though, since meter is just so darn important. Like, if you see a rush player just spin dashing, then you know they've got no other options. It's pretty hilarious.
Ooh, that was really bad. Alright, slow down there for a second so I can get this rush jump. It's kind of hard to get that one. It's only a one-shot thing if you mess it up.
Yeah, gamer, we're gonna be going over Rush Adventure's trick system when we get to that game next.
Yeah.
I really want to talk about it. I'm gonna be doing that next. It's gonna be so hype. I'm gonna love it.
Yeah,
But
the
yeah,
trick
it's
system in that
frustrating,
game is quite... Ooh! Ugh. I made a mistake. I accidentally jumped. That's okay, though. The checkpoint wasn't that far behind.
Yeah, there are a lot of bottomless pits in this game too. Like later on, like in Altitude 11 and Deadline, there's just so many bottomless pits. If you make a wrong jump, you're dead. Oh, and at the end of Water Palace too. It's kind of stupid.
Yeah, Water Palace can sometimes kill me. But Water Palace isn't that bad, to be very honest. That's actually probably one of the more fun stages to play. So I did a spin dash off that boost pad so I could bypass the bad enemy. Alright, time for I'd say one of the easiest bosses, because it's one of the only ones. It's the only one you can like manipulate to go fast.
Alright, stream is down for me. I just gotta refresh. I'll catch up in a sec.
So I'm trying to hit these. I'm trying to land certain cycles for this boss.
Oh yeah, this boss. Don't blink, you'll miss it.
Yeah, unfortunately I kind of screwed up the cycle here, but I was trying to hit this party ball. I like to call it that, but unfortunately it's not giving me a good cycle to work with. But I'm trying to hit these as soon as possible. I'm trying to hit. Ooh, and I missed the cockpit. That's really unfortunate. Usually I'd want to aim for a sub-30 fight, but unfortunately I didn't really get good RNG. But 53 seconds, that's not too bad. It's kind of hard to explain that fight, but there's a certain cycle you can try and get, and you can just try to hit the cockpit as soon as possible. So this is Leaf Storm. This is Sonic's first zone to deal with.
Yep. Kind of like a Green Hill Zone kind of thing here.
Yeah.
And
this
I'm not
stage
sure if
is...
you covered this, but this game is actually set to easy mode by default, I believe, and that gives the bosses less health and different attack patterns.
Okay, so right there I got
Sorry,
really...
I should mention it.
Oh, that's okay. I got a really tough rush jump there. I was hoping to get that in the marathon. This action was actually going pretty well outside the very start. There's just a lot. Oh, nice. Go ahead.
Excellent.
We have $5 from Anonymous that says, thought I might help support, even if it's just a little.
Any amount helps, buddy. Thanks. Thanks for the donation.
Thanks for the donation. Alright, so nothing really going on in Act 2 here. It's a very straightforward stage. So
the chat's asking about the music. You want to tell them about that?
yeah, the music was composed by Hideki Naganuma, who's also the composer for Jet Set Radio. So yeah, if you haven't played that, go play it.
It's a pretty sweet game.
Yeah, it's a very awesome game. So, I don't know if anyone caught what TheGuesst was saying about easy mode, but the reason we have games... Sometimes this game... Before I move on to that, but... sometimes the tricks control me there, and I want to get a side trick. They'll sometimes give me an up trick. I don't know if that's just my D-pad being dumb or whatnot, but that can happen sometimes. But easy difficulty mostly affects bosses, and it only lowers the health by like 2. And the attacks are much harder to deal with if you were on normal mode, so it just makes the bosses a lot more bearable. And the bosses in this game are very annoying.
Yeah, they're actually like the worst part of Rush, really. There's so much RNG involved in fighting the bosses in this game that it makes it unfun for some people, really. It's just like 2 or 3 minutes can vary depending on the time at the end, no matter how good you do.
Alright, so this guy.
Despite that, it's still very fun to play.
Yeah, this boss, the Egg Hammer, he's not fun, but he's definitely not the worst boss in this game so far.
Yeah, Egg Hammer is pretty simple. He's a stage 1 boss for Sonic here, so what he's going to do is essentially slam his head down on occasions, and he's going to do this rolling attack, which he's doing right now. And he's going to roll back and forth. It's going to be a random amount of times that he can pick itself up, and then pattern repeats here.
Alright, so I know someone asked if this was on an actual DS. This is actually on a Nintendo DS from 2004. I have a capture card installed onto this thing, so yeah, just in case anyone was wondering. This is not on emulator, so...
Right, original DS capture cards actually go much cheaper than DS, so they're much more accessible too.
Yes, that is very true.
Can you even see the screen?
Yeah.
Isn't it like really dark?
10 FPS cream down there. They're like an anime GIF thing, I don't know. They always have that. There's a bouncing image of Tails down there with Sonic 2.
Yeah.
All the boss fights take place on one screen in this game. And in the follow-up Rush Adventure, they actually take place on 2.
Alright, so 127 is pretty average. I didn't really get to talk about that boss all that much, but we'll get to talk about him later. He'll reappear. So this is Mirage Road. It's kind of an interesting stage. There's a skip I could do if I were playing Sonic, but unfortunately Blaze doesn't have enough speed to get a rush jump going to reach a certain height. So
Do we have time for donation?
Yes.
Okay, we have a donation from Who I Assume Nuts Man. It says, I was hoping to write a comment that used every Zone song name, but that requires cleverness on my part that I don't have. Have some dash. It's what you need.
Sure, why not? Thanks for the donation, dude.
Does it say dash or dosh?
It says Dosh. It's a British word.
Oh, okay. And that was $2.
Sweet. Thanks for the donation, dude.
Maybe
Alright,
a dash.
so what we just missed there was actually a enemy chamber. Now, throughout Mirage Road here in some later stages, you're going to see those, and when you enter those, you're going to have to fight some enemies. Like, it'll give you a counter there. And what you're gonna want to do for this stage is spin dash or jump into them. If you boost into them, you'll get an animation that takes up a lot of time of them flying off screen, making the later spawns take up more time.
Alright, so now we've got a auto scroller, which are, yeah, it's fun, I guess, if you want to call it that.
Yeah, Rush has a lot of these.
Yeah, there's what, like, I don't even care. There are like 3 more to deal with that are
You get to
that
skip
you
a
can't do
couple of
anything.
them. Some of the rocket pads coming up, and eventually you skip some as well. So it's not always instant doom to have an auto scroller.
Yeah, but that's the rocket pads in Huge Crisis aren't exactly an auto scroller technically.
Well, you have to wait 3 seconds for him to count down. So
Technically, I guess.
yeah.
But there is going to be a sort of optimization later with Act 2 of Mirage Road. They'll like save like a second or half a second. I'm not even 100% sure how much time it saves. But I'll get to that once we get there. Alright, so Act 2, I try to get a rush jump, and I almost messed it up, but I'm trying to get up to the
Yeah,
top
there are
area.
actually two pretty precise rush jumps at the start to get to the top section of the stage here.
Alright, so coming up, I've got a enemy chamber skip I'm going to go for. If I mess it up, it's going to be whatever.
But you said you couldn't get this with Blaze.
No, I was talking about a different thing. But
Ah,
right there, I just skipped the enemy chamber by hovering over the trigger for it. So now I just skip that, and we only have to deal with one more enemy chamber for this stage. Right, up trick
Okay,
there, and we skip having to go partial. Ugh. Ooh. I made a mistake, and now I have to go through a route I haven't been through in quite a while.
lower path's always fun.
Yeah. Don't remember this part very well. I'm gonna be careful with this. And that was a very silly mistake, but now I know where I am now. So
Yeah,
these
essentially like
big
okay.
robots were like seen in Sonic Heroes if you've been watching the past few hours. So they make a return.
egg pawns, yeah.
Yeah, the
So
egg
yeah,
pawns and the
what-
big ones.
And what kind of what is explained is that they're like upper, lower, middle paths, just like any other traditional Sonic game, and we basically take the ones that are most optimal. Sometimes it's the bottom, sometimes it's the top, and we just have a route to get to the end of the level as fast as we can here.
Alright, so optimization of what I did for this little auto scroll here is that I just held left once the platform launched off into the water. For some reason, the game just kind of thinks you've gone out a little farther, so it's a minor, very, very minor thing, but I'm not completely knowledgeable if that's even a real thing, but it's just been something that's been documented on the Sonic Center when I was trying to figure out this game. So yeah, just gotta sit here for a little bit. Nothing much
Yeah,
to
so I
do.
see there's falling rocks in the weather over here.
Yeah. I don't care too much about these rocks. They're just there to be there. And this is like a weird 3D section, by the way. I can just move up and down diagonally. So I'm just gonna wait here for the gold ring. So I try to get the. I've never mentioned this earlier, but I try to get the gold ring as slowly as possible when it comes to.
Right.
Just so it'll stop spinning soon enough. So now we have the absolutely worst boss in this game. And
this guy is the actually RNG hell. He's called the Egg Scarab, and one thing I should go over is that Blaze fights Eggman, and there's an alternate Eggman because it's kind of the worlds collide sort of thing. That's the plot of Sonic Rush. Is that like worlds collide? I don't know the whole story about it, but
there's something about parallel universes or something. I don't even know.
Yeah, let me tell you about parallel. No, I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
Don't start that, please.
I'm sorry.
I'm kidding, but yeah, this boss, it's random of when he'll roll this ball out towards Blaze or Sonic, and sometimes he'll fly up into the center of the stage and start throwing these series of balls at me. So yeah, I've dubbed him as the Egg Dung Beetle because he's full of crap.
Yep.
So this is his flying attack. This is kind of typical, but this is actually pretty decent RNG as the fact that he hasn't done the flying attack early on. Because he can give me really bad RNG and just start doing that immediately. And it's also RNG whenever he'll turn around when you knock around the ball. And sometimes he'll actually jump over it, so you'll have to hit it again. Alright, so he does this twice. That's kind of average, but not...
Yeah, and sometimes he likes to jump up and avoid the ball, then you have to hit it again. Getting optimal RNG on this boss for the world record attempts is the worst thing in the world.
Oh! My A button decided not to make an input. That's not good, but at least he gave me a second chance. Thank you, Egg Scarab.
Yeah, I can see some of the jokes coming in the chat right now, actually.
Alright, so now we're off to Water Palace. And this is a very interesting stage. It's more of a don't blink or you'll miss.
Yep. This next stage actually got into Generations 3DS, if anyone's played that. Not really popular, but it's still pretty cool.
I made a mistake. By going down the slide? That is very rare for me to do.
Yeah, usually you just want to skip over those slides, just jump before you actually hit them. And then there's pressurized water jets that shoot you upwards. And just
Ooh, okay, this is interesting. Okay, I know how to recover this. Yeah, this is one of those stages I was really afraid I was gonna mess up. Alright. So tricking into that turbine is insane. Just makes Blaze go insanely fast through that. If I were to use
right,
Sonic's,
yeah, you want to be tricking into it.
if I were using Sonic's side trick, he wouldn't get much speed off of it. So
But
right
it
there, I
was still the
skipped.
optimal.
Yeah, I skipped a few loops there, but an optimal time right there would have been a 56, which is something I did recently with one of my IL grinding streams. I managed to get a 56 there, so alright, I'm gonna skip all those springs because it's just slightly faster. Alright, okay, I got the platform cycle, that's good. So I don't purposely boost there because for whatever reason the water kind of slows Blaze down just a little bit. So I did a rush jump there and it basically let me skip a lot of slow moving platforms. Alright.
Yeah, and then you bounce into a robot as well, yeah.
Alright. So I tried to bounce off those robots, but it's harder to do that with Blaze for some reason. almost missed the jet stream there. Alright, that skips a little bit of slow platforming. That wasn't perfectly executed, but I'll take that any day. Alright. I tried slowing down a little bit, but didn't do that well with it. Alright. So now we're off to the egg turtle. This is a fun boss, because it doesn't really have that much RNG to it.
And it's pretty much the second or first easiest to predict pattern-wise. The only thing is at the end, he's going to either raise or lower the water level. I think raising is slower than lowering here, so...
Well, he'll just keep the water level steady, so... So if he lowers the water level, it saves... I still need to retime it, but I keep saying like 3 seconds or so, but that's just my guess.
Okay, so I gotta flip it around there, alright.
Yeah, so I try to hit his head as soon as it lands. So this is the attack I want him to do on the final hit, because it's quicker to hit his cockpit than him to just kind of swim around and like wait in the center. It really doesn't matter if you get hit in boss battles, by the way, but it will matter for the final boss, and I will get to that later.
Right. Also, in this game and Generations, that is the console version, there's a system in Rush where the more you get hit, the farther your rings fly back. So if you tend to get hit a lot, your rings are going to go flying super far. That becomes relevant in a couple bosses in Rush Adventure as well.
Alright, so he did the fast attack, so I got a good fight. 124 is a really good time to see. Alright.
And at the end of every boss, he's actually skipping a cutscene there of Eggman flying away.
Alright, so this is probably my favorite zone to deal with. It's also one of the toughest, but it's very fun to watch, perfectly executed.
Technical. Some really intense stuff going on.
This stage is especially hard for Blaze. It's more or less just hard to optimize with Blaze. Alright, so right here I'm going to try and purposely get hit by a bird, and I failed. I got knocked down in the wrong direction, so that's okay.
Yeah, he's supposed to get hit there, and that's supposed to get him to fall faster into a spring. That's going to bounce him where he needs to go.
Okay, I'm not going to go for it this time. Just going to play it
these hover
safe.
pads are actually pretty simple to control that he was riding on there. Just press left and right, when you jump off, they're going to fall beneath you.
Alright, so I got a rush jump coming up right here in 1 second. Alright, this one's kind of a weird one to get sometimes with Blaze. Alright, got it. Alright, I'm gonna drop down here and hover. That skips having to ride, I can't remember what it skips. I think it's another parachute section. I haven't done that section in so long, so I don't even remember what I skipped, but it skips a little bit just by using hover. Alright, so now we got another auto-scroller with the hang glider, so yeah, just hold right here and we can't get hit.
Yeah, hang glider is real simple. Pretty much take a break here for a little bit.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I like this stage. It gives you a nice little break from the action. But after this, we've just got a really slow platforming section that I can easily mess up, but I'm not too worried about it.
So how you folks doing? You enjoying the marathon so far? Let me see some big bags if you're liking this. Let's see them.
Dude, we need more purple cat.
I mean, we got one on stream here, but we need some more.
Alright, so starting off with Act 2, there's a minor skip that Blaze takes advantage of using her up trick. So, right, I just did it right there. It lets me skip a parachute that Sonic can't skip, so that's a win for Blaze, I guess.
Yeah, these spikes that he's just grinding past here, they give crazy amounts of boosts, so your meter's always going to be tapped out for this section. And you're going to be going, like, ridiculous speed. It's pretty fun. And man, here they come. It's like a minute delay at my part, it's ridiculous.
Oh man, so many big bags. Dude, keep them coming.
It's a big bag of big bags.
We're gonna need a bigger bag.
Alright, unfortunately I can't skip this parachute section, but I can try to get through this very small hole.
Alright, there's a pixel perfect gap he's gotta hit in order to,
That's actually, that's not pixel
that's
perfect.
the next one?
It's the next one.
Oh,
It's
really?
really tough to get. It's a bit easier
Yeah,
with Blaze.
that's what I'm referring to here.
Yeah, that's coming up, but that's a...
Okay.
Yeah, that's a... not an easy gap to go through. You have very little room to go through it. But there's a backup strat for it. But there's another one that's kind of pixel perfect, but it's a lot easier to do with Blaze because she can hover. But it's really tough with Sonic. Or what am I thinking? I'm not going to be using hover that section. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Ignore me.
Sure.
I sometimes forget things. Alright. Ah, okay. I hit the wall, so I couldn't get onto that little ramp up there. For some reason I thought I don't even know where I am. Where am I again? Someone remind me in chat.
I mean, it's gonna take a minute for them to figure it out where you are. And then another minute to actually get the message.
Yeah.
So you're pretty much stuck.
Yeah, I'm lost forever. But that section right there is very tight with the hovercraft.
Oh, there is a much worse section, Rush Adventure, with the balloons there, though.
You're watching
yeah.
Sonic
Rush
Speed
Adventure.
2016.
Hovercraft is actually pretty nice. The next game, no. The control of the balloons is awful.
The balloon's a different story.
Yeah.
Alright, so...
Alright, we got the next boss up here, and that would be the...
Yeah, Eagle.
I even forgot. Oh, wait. Heroes. Yeah. Sonic
Yeah.
Heroes again.
Well, that's the Egg Hawk, but this is the Egg Eagle.
Same
Egg-
difference, all birds.
Yeah, they're all birds.
Alright, so he's gonna have a few attacks here. He's gonna have one where he lands on the stage and doesn't dive. Already saw that. And there's one where he just kicks back, then charges at the stage. And it's gonna, between that, he's gonna be doing constant gunfire. And the amount of time that gunfire lasts is random. So, an optimal fight would have very little.
Yeah, an optimal fight, he would just do succeeding attacks that allow you to counterattack his cockpit. So, he's giving me average RNG right now. The less times he has to shoot, the better. And the less times he does
And that
the
attack where
fan-blowing
you saw
attack.
A and B flashing on the screen there, he's doing a wind attack, and you just have to mash those buttons fast enough to get to him, get past that, wait it out.
Yeah. Oh, no. Okay. This is this. Ooh, no. What's going on here? Okay, good. Okay, I was not going down far enough.
Yeah, all those rush birds. I don't even know the difference. They're all birds. That ain't Falco.
Yeah, I've nicknamed this boss Egg Falco because, well, Falco's sometimes a pain in the butt.
Still ain't Falco.
Yeah, he's not Falco, but still. Alright, 211, that's meh. But that's... I can deal with that. It's a marathon run. Alright, so this is probably one of my least optimized zones, but there is a glitch that Blaze will abuse in Act 2, so get ready to look forward to that. But
Yep, this is, I believe,
this is Huge Crisis.
Huge Crisis.
Yeah.
And yeah, there are a lot of tube sections here, lots of crushers to watch out for, these hooks, and there are rocket boards, which I'm not sure if you can skip with Blaze, but Sonic can definitely clear some of those gaps.
Blaze can definitely skip all of them, but there is one rush jump that Blaze can't do for Act 1, unfortunately, so that Sonic can do. So this is a rocket board that I'm going to be skipping right here. It saves a little bit of time. Alright, so right there, the slope I'm passing right there, I could do a rush jump, skip over a wall. Unfortunately, Blaze just doesn't have enough speed to make it. Ooh, okay. Ooh, yeah. Whenever Blaze has invincibility, the game lags up like crazy. It's not even
Yeah,
funny.
invincibility in Rush games tends to do that sometimes. Like, the game just decides to chug along in some parts. Just gotta deal with it. That means you don't get. It means you try to avoid invincibility whenever you can.
Alright, so... Ooh, okay. I am without rings. That's not good for this enemy chamber. Okay, good.
Good luck.
That was a little scary. Alright, skipping another rocket pad. And I could have gotten sub 2, but that's okay. Alright, so Act 2 is will have an exclusive glitch to Blaze, which looks similar to something I would be... It would sound like I'd be using Action Replay, but then again... it's hard to explain. Basically, Blaze will get a sort of moon jump. It's kind of hard to explain. She'll get like a moon jump effect when I hover into a crane, and when I hold that going into a crane and then jumping out, for some reason the game is tricked into thinking that she's still holding the crane, and she's just sent flying around. So,
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
It allows you to get a lot of horizontal mobility. If you're, it just kind of freezes your vertical mobility for a little bit, so you just get to go left or right and get a little bit more height than you normally would.
Alright, I'm gonna destroy this robot because sometimes he'll shoot me into these crushers, which wasn't really... I kind of messed up the cycle because I didn't go fast enough. Alright, so I'm gonna take the stop path. Normally I'd take the bottom path for Sonic. Alright, so I'm gonna preserve my boost here for a good reason, because I need to push this block.
And
Yep.
again, you
Oh,
would get
you
a
saw the
really
glitch
slow glitch
there.
animation if you didn't.
Alright, so now I've got the moon jump glitch, and I can just jump over this wall, and... Okay. I just skipped a pretty huge portion of the stage that... Yeah. That's something that Sonic can't do, so that's a thing for Blaze. So this game is mostly glitchless, outside of just that, so...
Would you
Yeah.
say most of the tricks maybe glitches, like, I don't know, some of the skips? Like, I can't even think of one, never mind. I'm thinking more of my game.
Yeah. I mean, you have a lot more skips in Rush Adventure than this,
Definitely.
because the level design between the two games are quite different. And we're welcoming back this guy from Leaf Storm.
Yep, he's actually got a new name, the Egghammer Fortress.
Yeah.
Got a couple of new attacks here. He's gonna do a charge slam still. On some occasions, that's gonna be a one-hit kill. That's like, I'm not sure if it's like at the end of his health bar, but some occasions he can do that. And he can also shoot missiles here. And you can go ahead and tell us about that.
Yeah, his the missiles that he'll do, there'll either be fast bullets or slow bullets. You'll want to have the slow bullets because he fires fewer of them, and that cycle is much faster to deal with. And what he was saying about the heavy slam, no matter what, if you get hit by the heavy slam, it's an instant death. So if it's the smaller slams, they're like where he doesn't charge up, it'll just knock rings out of you. So it's not a huge deal. But if he's doing like triple slams, it'll still hurt you, not kill you, but it wastes time. Like, here's the triple slam. You don't want him to do that, and you don't want him to go into the bullet phase. So, this fight, again, very straightforward. Have to wait until the attack. I can counterattack.
Yep, again, just waiting for a lot of RNG.
Yeah, unfortunately he didn't give me slow bullets for all the rounds, and that's very unfortunate to see. I would have liked to have him at least do one slow bullet cycle. Alright, sub 2, just barely. 159.99.
Nice.
That's pretty funny, but that's not the best I could get. Alright, so we're off to Deadline. And this used to be probably one of my favorite stages to deal with. It still kind of is, but it's not as fun anymore after I did some rerouting. So, for this stage, I could be using IL strats where I could be abusing a rocket and using it to traverse the stage. Unfortunately, rocket controls are so terrible, they're really hard to deal with for this stage. I just don't even bother.
If you can work with it though, like the rocket speed is essentially just like a boost speed that you keep infinitely across the whole stage.
I think it's slightly faster, if I'm correct.
It is. I mean, it wouldn't be IL strats if it weren't faster.
Yeah. There would be a different path I'd be taking, too, in this,
And
but...
there are also these flip gates he's running through that are changing your run direction. Pretty basic and straightforward there.
Ooh.
Later on, there's going to be some
Where am
gravity
I?
sections that's
I'm
going to
dead.
invert. Oh,
I
dang.
messed up the strat. That's okay, though. I at least hit this checkpoint, so... I'm not set that far back, so... Alright, I'm gonna take the safer path. I tried to hit that spring earlier, but... it came in at kind of a weird angle. So that was one of the rockets. They're just not fun to control, and they're they're all inverted, so fun.
But they're fast.
Oh yeah, they're fast. It's just not really safe for our RTA. Alright, so I'm not going to trip off of those springs because that could lead to my death. I tend to, if I trick on the last spring, it can actually kill me. Ooh, I didn't mean to get enough trick out of that. Sometimes this game just trolls me and just gives me the up trick when I don't need it. I didn't trust that, and I paid the price.
Yo, Mike's hating on your Sonic skills, by the way.
Wait, do it?
He's saying that you died earlier. Aw. No, dude, you're just jinxing it. Just let him finish the run.
I tried to do a side trick on the rail to kind of get some speed, but sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes I can get a lot of speed off that. Hey, what's up, Mike? Alright, so Act 2, there are really not any tricks to deal with, unfortunately. It's just more or less go fast through the route. There's just a lot of these walls that I need to properly time going through when I'm using tricks. So, not much to talk about for this stage, unfortunately. Though there is one thing I can talk about right here, and I didn't get it, obviously. It's, I can actually skip that enemy chamber. Unfortunately, there's literally no information regarding how I can skip it.
It's technically random, yeah.
Yeah, it's random.
Like, we don't know if it's triggers, we don't know if it's how fast you go through it, or what area you go through it with. It's just seems completely random.
Did enough trick to skip a few cannons there. Timed all those
And
pretty well.
Melio wishes you good luck, by the way.
Do what?
Melio wishes you good luck.
Yo, thanks for the good luck.
Yeah, he's not ripping Paper Jam right now, but
Yeah. Let's keep it Sonic speed right now.
yeah.
For sitting there, I thought I soiled it. Ooh, okay. That gravity change is really weird. Yeah, the gravity changes for this stage are kind of weird. So sometimes it can really put me in a weird position that I'm not ready to adjust to. So yeah. So we're coming up on the end of the stage. Not much left to talk about.
And the next boss of this stage is
It's not
going to
Eggman.
be a familiar character.
I don't know. He looks like a blue hedgehog that I've seen
I don't
before.
know. Who the heck is that?
I don't know.
This is the Blaze Speed 2016 marathon. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Blaze is the star of this show. Alright, so after this we've got the final boss, but let's take care of this blue hedgehog. So, whenever he usually stops moving, it'll give me a chance to attack, but sometimes Sonic can control. Or I'm sorry, this blue hedgehog.
And it's gonna have these attacks where he jumps up, does
But
a
I'm pretty-
homing attack, and spin dash across the stage, etc. And it's gonna have one where he does like whirlwind
Yeah,
swiping
he's doing it
sensible
now.
way.
Unfortunately, he can do that, and it just leaves me with no attack options. So, all right, so mash to win.
A very important speedrunning skill right here.
It's kind of hard to mash with this thing. Okay, that was not a good fight, but that is perfectly fine.
Pretty good for marathon, I'd say.
Pretty decent. Alright, so now we have to back out to the world map so we can access the final zone.
Yep, that's the only way you can get to it. Again, we do all these stages not through the story mode in order to preserve the unlock of Blaze, essentially. And it's not any percent, it's Sonic percent and Blaze percent. Anyway, this boss music is something. And I gotta ask you a question, N-Man. Are you feeling it?
Oh, I am feeling it. Alright, so for this boss,
Feeling it.
it's very important that I don't get hit, or he'll do an additional attack on top of what he's trying to do, so it will waste a lot of time.
And he's gonna send out these shockwaves at you. And later on in the fight, he's gonna try to shake you off, and you just have to hold down in order to avoid getting flung off of him. Also, fun fact, all the boss colors for Blaze are gonna be pink, and all the Sonic boss colors are gonna be blue. Like, if you were fighting this boss with Sonic, it'd just be a blue robot.
Well, it's not always the case for that. Yeah,
Most of the time, though.
it's just a different color variation,
Yeah.
because you're facing off against a different Eggman. Seriously though, shoutouts to Cream, because she's been supporting us through all the crap. And when I mean
Yeah,
crap,
she's
I mean the
supporting you,
bosses.
getting rid of Sonic here.
Yeah, if I were playing Sonic, it'd be Tails. That'd be supporting me. Alright, I'm gonna hold down here, so... Yeah, I messed up the spin dash there. So I needed to hold out. Alright. Okay, this is actually a good boss fight. He can actually do an attack that lags up the game, and it's very hard to avoid. And like I said, it's...
He sent out like electric gates at you, essentially.
Alright, so since
you have to
Blaze
walk
doesn't have
through
enough
them.
speed, I had to hold out on the last one. Alright, so time is coming up once I land this final hit. So,
Alright.
204 is pretty decent to see. If I were playing as Sonic, I can get a sub 2. Oop, whoops.
Yep, this
accident
last part
buttons.
is gonna charge you stage 3 times, and then you just gotta hit him on a third. It's kind of a desperation attack.
Yep. Alright, and... time.
Tell you what it is in a minute.
Alright. And that is Sonic Rush.
Good job, dude. Congrats, we're done.
Yay.
You did it.
Alright, it's time for emotional credits, sort of. So I guess with the story, or
5002.
5002.
It's probably like 49 something in reality. 49.50 something.
That's okay. World record is a 48:44 right now. So it's kind of, again, bosses kind of determine how runs will usually go. So it's really hard to. It's kind of hard to get runs going for this game. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's extremely hard to just get anything optimal if you're doing world record attempts because of all the RNG that's involved here.
Yeah, I was hoping to get sub 50 for this run, but you know, I'm okay with like a 5002. That's perfectly fine with
No,
me.
it's definitely sub 50.
It is definitely sub 50.
Yeah.
Okay.
The time
Excellent.
because
Nice.
it started buffering for like 2 seconds or like 1-2 seconds. So yeah.
Alright. Alright, well, thank y'all for having me. Up next is Guess with Rush Adventure. I'll still.
Yep, it's gonna be great.
We're just gonna
We'll
flip
be right
flop.
back, guys.
You're watching Sonic Speed 2016.
Alrighty, so let me know when we're live.
Alright.
And you're here, man, right?
Yep.
Alright.
You can hear me, right?
Yes, I can hear you fine.
Alrighty.
Alright guys, welcome back to Sonic Speed 2016. We're here with Sonic Rush Adventure with TheGuesst and
Yep,
nman.
that would be me, and nman here is going to help me commentate this thing. Rush Adventure is a bit of a different beast than Rush here. It's going to have a lot more tricks involved, a lot more skips, little tiny things here or there. The bosses are different. The transport system is different. It actually has a bunch of boats to get around from place to place here. Whenever we're ready for a timer, just go ahead and count me down.
You count down.
Okay. I will be counting down. Just gotta skip the demo screen. Alright. So it's gonna be 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, right away we have some plot here, and this is just gonna explain that Sonic and Tails got sucked up into a tornado and brought back into Blaze's world somehow. Good, that's a good plot. Anyway, they meet a raccoon, and it's gonna be the tutorial level. We're gonna skip that section.
Tutorials are fun.
I didn't get that little skip there. End of every stage, there's going to be a treasure chest. You're going to want to stop boosting and jump right next to it to skip a spinning animation. Now we're at a required point where we've got to go to the save menu. And it's the only time we'll save our game, till the end. And now we're going to talk to Tails. He's going to build us a water bike. And yeah, we're pretty much surrounded by ocean, and Sonic can't swim. But he can run across water, but I don't know. We need boats. There are 4 boats in this game. There's going to be the Wave Cyclone, Jet Ski, there's going to be a sailboat, a hoverboat, and a submarine. We're each going to control differently.
To be honest, boats are overrated, but I guess plot.
And they're all controlled by the stylists. I have a quick tutorial we just have to get through.
The tutorial is always the same, no matter what, but for whenever he has to travel, it's pretty much random for, like, what spawns in front of him and what he has to do.
Right, there's going to be
The
different
same
items
it'll
that can
always
spawn
be the
out
same.
here. Sometimes there's going to be items that help with boost, sometimes there's going to be lots of rings, which add to your boost meter. More on that, though, the jet ski here, the Wave Cyclone, controls by pressing left and right in the stylus. And you have a boost that you can do with the L or R buttons. And there's not too much to the tutorial section here, just trying to get optimal boost by missing 4 rings at the start here. And it's only marginally different how much you can speed things up. And even still, your times are going to vary, even if you get everything perfectly right. Because the more you move around, the less speed you gain, in a way. I'm probably going to beat Estimate, by the way. I recently set world record of this game to around 59 minutes and 54 seconds, which is pretty amazing. Never thought this game would be 7 hours.
Yeah, that's pretty good, man. So, this first zone he's going to be going to is called Plant Kingdom, if I'm correct. Okay, I was
Plant
saying that.
Kingdom.
Yeah, I was afraid I wrote it down wrong with my notes.
Oh, good. Gonna get there around 128, which is a faster time. Tapping the screen right as he's sailing to the island gets you there faster, and then start, and we're here. There's a title card we skip, and there's this 3, 2, 1 countdown sort of thing. And you just press the forward or boost buttons during that, and you'll get a bit boost of speed. Now, the trick system in this game is going to be quite different than Rush. We just missed that already, oh well. Lower path.
Yeah, the tricks are a lot more complicated. I wouldn't say complicated, but it's a lot more refined compared to Rush. So.
Yeah, what you're going to do is, like, your trick meter builds up less than it normally would in Rush. But you have a move where you can finish that off, and there's stars that gather around you, and that will add to your boost meter, essentially, if you do a finishing move, which would be one of this Cyclone move that Sonic has. That's one of the finishing moves, and then there's just an A button one. And right there we just skipped over an auto-scroller where you'd be grinding on rails for about 30 seconds. At the end of every stage, you're going to get materials, and you're going to use those materials later in the game to build more boats. So there's actually some points where you have to replay some stages. That is, plant the first 2 levels, and then we can have enough materials to build the boats we need. That's pretty much all we have to do. Like, there's no other way to get those materials.
Yeah, he's gonna repeat a couple of stages later on, so it's unfortunate, but
Oh, that's pretty bad. Go down here, do a bit of a rush jump to get to this tree, and carry us up.
so one thing that's
As
already
much as-
noticeable is that Rush Adventure stages are a lot better designed for speed compared to Rush.
Alright, we have our first
Where the-
boss here. That's going to be the Ghost Rex, or, yeah, Ghost Raptor, whatever. Gotta have a really tight quick kill. This is going to save 16 seconds if I get it. And I got it. We're good. So yeah, it's going to skip him walking around the stage for about 16 extra seconds.
Oh, I am so jelly about Rush Adventures bosses.
And like I said, it takes place on 2 screens, not 1.
I'm about to drink a protein shake that has 420 calories and 32 grams of protein.
Yo, blaze it.
Blaze it, man.
Like, this thing is insane. They're really expensive though. It's like $4 a bottle.
Yep, just gonna finish off the boss here.
Yeah,
Also,
for
it's
And we got a
52
45
grams of
extra
sugar
time.
though, which isn't great.
Yo, don't
Yeah.
drink too many of those. Alright, that's the first stage. And now we have a new island to explore down to the south. That is going to be Machine Labyrinth. This is going to be the second time we use the jet ski. It's going to be a random path. We'll see what we get. We generally want to make straight lines when we draw paths to islands. So to avoid just not getting roundabout curves or whatnot. Although curves, I have noticed the RNG for curves does give better items sometimes. So it's weird. Yep, and once that boost meter gets full on the top right, it's going to grow below yellow, and keep filling up, and let you boost for essentially a limited amount of time. Oh, good point. This game also has an easy mode like Rush, and we use it for some of the boss patterns. It mitigates the Ghost Rex putting his head up. That's bad. Yeah, it mitigates the boss Rex putting his head upwards after you get him a certain health point. It's weird. I'm having trouble explaining this channel run around here.
yeah.
And yeah, it reduces their health too. So it's faster, we use it. No shame in it. I go fast.
Always gotta go fast, no matter what.
Alright, the trick system in this game, you have a little animation where you kind of stop in place for some time, and we get around that by doing a trick in midair. Like, if you don't do that, you're going to stop for like 0.5 seconds and Sonic's going to do a little move. Oops. Oh, this is going great. This is the worst run I've had in a while.
Rip.
I mean, it's still definitely great, but it's the worst I've had in a while. At 116, ew.
Dude, you can still get it. Good time. Don't worry about it. Yeah, for Rush, again, you had to deal with gold rings, and you had to slow down considerably. But for Rush Adventure, there's a little more leeway, where you can just kind of do a full-on stop, and then just do kind of a neutral jump to end the stage.
Right, and jumping down some slopes actually is a lot faster than not doing so. So that's what I do occasionally. I got the slow pattern out there. Sometimes you do a air trick and you do the spin move. Didn't get that this time though. Right back there I got an item that allowed me to do tricks really fast, that little blue arrow. That's going to be actually used for a Blaze only trick coming up in level 4 here, or stage 4.
Pirate ship. Yar.
Yeah, I got the pirate jokes coming in. It shouldn't be coming in until later in the run. I know exactly when they're going to come in. Anyway, this boss is going to be the Ghost Pendulum. Noticing a theme here? They're all ghosts. That's the gimmick here. They're not Eggman, they're just ghosts. Because there's actually
They're all
a different
ghost
kind of boss in
robots.
this game. Its name is Captain Whiskers, and his assistant Johnny. We'll get acquainted with Johnny in a little bit. But yeah, what I'm doing in this boss fight to get a lot of speed is I'm doing a spin dash and then a low jump, and that triggers something we call speed storage. And it allows us to get around the stage really quickly.
You'll be seeing speed storage on the Blizzard Peaks fight with the Ghost Whale. That'll be used. That'll be a feature that's going to be
Used quite well, yes.
yes.
Oh, and these balls like to grow spikes. Right when you're about to hit them, too. Like, exactly when you're about to hit them. Alright, and, yeah. Okay. I'll take that. 105 is acceptable. Yes, there is Eggman in the game still. And Eggman Mega.
They're
We
just
don't see
not
them
prominent.
until, like, the very end, and we don't play through that point. Alright, so we beat the first 2 stages, now we found blueprints for a sailboat, so we're gonna build it. I guess.
Again, boats are overrated. But I guess plot is important.
Yep. There's a lot of menuing in this game for a Sonic game, actually. And
I can't really
it's
think
kind of
of
the closest thing it's come to an RPG besides that game.
Let's not talk about that game.
Yeah, that game.
I tried doing that, and that was not fun.
You want to
That was
press
a really
up so
bad
you avoid the training sections for the boats there. Just gonna draw a line. There you go. I'm Bob Ross. Not really.
Anyone can paint.
And yeah, there are actually 3 weapons on this sailboat. It's gonna travel at its own pace. There's the machine gun, which you can fire as fast as you can tap the screen. There's cannonballs, which are your primary damage dealing tool for getting big boats like this thing out of the way. And there's the flamethrower, which we don't use at all because it lags down the game.
Lag is never good.
Nope.
So you might be noticing on the screen that there's a kind of a pink outline on the top screen. That's shallow water, and you don't want to touch that when you're on the sailboat.
Yep, exactly. Except for one point, which I'll point out after Coral Cave here, which is the 3rd stage. Top left is going to be my health bar. If that ever runs out, my boat's going to crash. We have to do that section over again. That shouldn't happen in a speedrun. Now we're going to go through a little cutscene here. This is going to be for Johnny. And this is how we get Chaos Emeralds in this game. You race Johnny.
Oh, Johnny.
Tapping on the screen on one there gives you a little boost. And this is required. You cannot skip this at all. Even though this is like a exploration kind of game, there's sadly not a lot of sequence breaking to these water sections, so you can't skip some boats. You have to just go through and get them all.
Just if there was
It's alright,
some
though.
way you could, if there was some way you could like get a little more draw distance out of one of your boats, then yeah, you could probably do some sequence breaking.
Right, if you could just get a little more with the submarine, then definitely you'd probably break this game. And at the end of the game, you can actually upgrade the distance you can travel, but that's like post-game, because you get the upgrade material to do so with the last area. Like, it's well designed in that way.
Hey, the marathon's been going for 10 hours.
Woo! Also, a
Whoop,
1
whoop.
there is pretty standard.
Raise your big bags.
There's only like a billion more hours to go.
Well, we better get through it fast.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that pretty much the only Chaos Emerald you're forced to get
Yes.
when it's not? No, I'm talking about in a Sonic game in general, where it's not truly related to the story.
That's a good question.
I can't
wouldn't
think
know.
of one where you're forced to do that.
Anyway, this is going to be our first hidden island here. These are kind of mini stages that are based off of various things, small little gimmicks too. The entirety of Leaf Storm 1 from Sonic Rush is actually a hidden island, and there are about 16 in this game. Some are required for the story, about 5. Some you just have to sail around and unlock on your own. And it's pretty cool that they put a Rush level in Rush Adventure with all the mechanics and stuff. It's neat. I should do ILs for that sometime.
Yeah, that adaptation is kind of fun to play with the Rush Adventure mechanics.
Hmm.
So yeah, Coral Cave, fun times.
Pretty basic. Get these flip springs up here, which you can actually like pause buffer for the time attack mode, and it won't count against your time, since there's actually a record feature in the game that eliminates that. Fun fact.
Yeah, that's something that Rush doesn't have. It does have a ghost that'll follow you around, but that the ghost will actually slow you down in Rush. I don't remember if there's one for Rush Adventure.
There is one for Rush
There's another
Adventure if
ghost.
you set the best time.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I figured.
Go down that hill since it allows us to gain more speed.
Yeah, a lot of these stages are very gimmicky when it comes to like just like aesthetics.
Yeah, but it's pretty great though, to be honest. Like, it's very showy.
Oh yeah.
It
doesn't really
okay.
It doesn't detract from the gameplay.
And not too much to explain here, I don't think. Just jumping off of loops at certain points to maintain your speed. And level memorization is key. And these minecarts, just press the A button to jump on them, and it kind of works like a push block. Box boost.
Right, minecarts.
And jump off to the left here and die! No, just kidding. Just gonna hold right.
Oh no. It's kind of hard to follow sometimes when you're like 10 seconds behind.
Yeah, I know. It was tough. But yeah, there's definitely a lot less bottomless pits in Rush Adventure. The level design is a lot more forgiving.
Oh yeah. Ooh. The only correct me if I'm wrong, but the only ones that you would normally encounter if you were to make a mistake would probably be Pirates Island. What's it called again?
What are you referring to there?
The final zone you deal with in Rush Adventure.
Yeah, Pirate Island is, I believe, what it's called. You got it right there. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, I think. Some of the crushers there are pretty bad. And there are some stupid bottomless pits if you miss some of the catapults.
Yeah, I was just saying that it was those probably one place that you'd see that's prominent to see the bottomless pits.
Alright, we got the Ghost cracking up now, and he's gonna have a couple of patterns we can work with, but we'll see what we get. Yeah, this can work. He has a very tough quick kill to do, and I'll see if I can set it up perfectly for you guys.
It
Although,
looks
if
pretty
I don't get
slick
it,
when it's right.
yeah, this one's amazing. I hope he's not gonna do it.
Rip.
But we get this, so it's alright. So, if you do an air dash into his tentacles on the left and right there when his weak point's exposed, you can constantly do that. What you're supposed to do for the quick kill, though, is sandwich yourself between one of the tentacles and the weak point. And that'll cause you to bounce back and forth between him, putting him, like, to 1 health. Okay. Okay, sure. Yeah, this is not a good boss fight at all.
Again, shoutouts to the boss design for actually being good compared to Rush.
This is fun. This is fun, but it's still really hard to, like, get a really good time on this boss. This is, like, one of the gateways to getting a great time in Rush Adventure.
There's always got to be some sort of gateway.
Oh, this game might have 2, though, because of, the Condor boss.
Well,
Yeah.
oh, Condor. Oh, ugh. Everyone hates them.
Alright, we gotta build a radio tower, but we also have to replay 2 stages, like I said. Oh, also that unlocks Blaze, beating the, Ghost Kraken there. Now we have Blaze in our party. And there are some stages that are gonna use Blaze, and it'll be faster. I don't know this path.
So now he's repeating stages so he can get materials that he'll need. That's at least he's going through the faster stages.
These stages are optimal. Refighting bosses is not optimal, and the second acts are a little bit slower. I always stop at the top platform of that section because there's a glitch that can occur if you're at max speed and try to get max speed again. Sometimes you'll just like have your boost eaten and you'll die sometimes. I've had that happen.
Reminder everyone, you are watching Sonic Speed 2016.
You're watching Sonic Speed 2016.
You're watching Sonic Speed 2016.
Nothing much to talk about when you're repainting stages, is there? So who here likes to go fast? Oh, I do.
Alright, and we are done with the replaying of the stages here. If you're actually not that good at the game and just learning it, and you don't get like optimal ranks like A's and S's, you're not gonna have enough for the materials needed anyway. So now we have to build a radio tower to get through the fog on the right side of the map here in order to get to level 4 and such. Not really glitchless, but full of tricks, Pyrite. Alright, so, in this sailing section we're going to be skimming the bottom of a shallow here. I'm going to do so just right, and that'll get us to the island faster. And we'll see if this works. If not, you could just crash and lose 15 seconds. That is, you just crash into the shallow, have to reroute your course, and that loses you time. Or you could always miss it altogether and just get to the island normally. That's also an option.
Yeah, shallow water, fun.
So, do we have any donations at this time? Have you refreshed the tracker as of yet?
Nope.
Tim and Paulie's just taking a look at that constantly and seeing if we have anything, but you guys should definitely put your money, what am I trying to say? Put your money towards a good cause and support Child's Play here.
It's for the children.
In all seriousness, it's a very good cause. It's actually just for, enabling kids in hospitals and such to play video games, and also supporting other causes in their life. It's actually really good, and you guys should definitely take a look into it and do your research on them.
They've been around since 2003.
So now he's swapped over to the Wave Cyclone just to save some time.
Yep, as you can see, I'm just going through shallows right now on the boat.
There's no reason to... He can't continue on with
Technically, you can
sailboat.
go around, but it's so much slower, it's not even worth it.
Oh. Funny. So now he's going to be coming in on the ghost ship, and now you'll see a familiar face
Yep, Blaze.
play through. Well, I was talking about a different purple cat, but okay.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, Blaze in this game is pretty much identical to Rush. You have all the moves there.
Yeah, there's really nothing different, though. As far as we know, that glitch that you saw in Huge Crisis 2 in my run, it doesn't exist in Rush Adventure,
Nope.
as far as we know.
It does not exist because there's no kind of pulley system. There is a similar thing with the boss in this level, but it acts so differently. Anyway, we're going to do
Yeah,
cannon
that's-
lists right here. We just skipped over a cannon section. We'll hit one later so you know what I'm talking about. Which are these, and you just have to go through a little quick time event. And I failed one, doesn't even matter. And tap hover here. No diamond, the side attack is pretty much identical, it's the forward teleport. Maybe it covers more distance though.
I think it's the same, as far as I know.
Alright, now we're gonna get one of that arrow I was talking about to do tricks. And we did it too early, so we didn't get that, but we didn't get the invincibility to slow down the game, so that's good too. Basically, you just fly forward at incredible speeds.
Yeah, now correct me if I'm wrong, Blaze is faster for this stage, like,
Yes.
no matter what.
Because of the skip
Yeah.
sticks you can do here. Right now, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
skip over another cannon and use all my boosts to get over to the other side of the stage. And yeah, that's the first 2 acts here. Now we just have the boss, which is horribly laggy, by the way. Like, this
Oh,
boss lags
gosh.
down the game so much. It's the Ghost Pirate.
Yeah. I used to try to do ILs for that fight. That is... Ugh. It's
Oh wow, I've never
so-
seen that before. Like, the jewel went into the, being absorbed into his body animation, but it actually didn't even go into the animation. It just went back to him. I've never seen that before.
Wait, what? Oh my, I just now saw that. That is very interesting.
It's too situational to be really useful here. Anyway, this last hit is going to be completely random. Like, this jewel moves around completely erratically. You can't predict it. And we got it.
Yeah, that's probably the worst part about that fight, personally. it's kind of... Sometimes the skeleton will just kind of follow you around. He'll just knock you off before you have the chance to hit him.
Mhm.
His jewel.
Yep, I've had him put me through the bottom of the ship, and I've died that way, just due to poor collision detection.
I think that's happened to me before.
Yeah, yeah.
When I
Anyway,
was
we're going to
doing
go with
it,
the
like,
third boat here. That's going to be the Aqua Blast, which is the hovercraft. And now the game actually gives us a choice on where to go here. There's a north path we can take to Blizzard Peak, and then there's a southern and eastern path we can take towards Sky Babylon. That's where we're going to be going right now. It's Sky Babylon to the area there, since it's just easier to get the RNG out of the way, really.
yeah, he's going to be dealing with probably the worst fight in this game
And a
coming up.
pretty tough 2 stages as well. Anyway,
Yeah,
for the
that's
hovercraft here, the controls are going to be left and right with the stylus, like the jet ski. You're going to hold down the stylus and the screen to charge up a blast. Release that to release the energy that you stored up. And you also have a spin attack you can do with L and R. We tend to avoid the spin attack because it slows down the game a couple of frames here and there. So, man, why don't you remind everyone what they're watching here?
You are watching Sonic Speed 2016.
Thank you. Anyway, if you notice these koala things that are around, those are like the echidnas of Blaze's World or something, and they've all been scattered across these islands, and they're helping us get to the later ones. That's why we have to jump from some islands to others.
Honestly, I think this game would have been better if they were all Piantas. Well, what can you do? Remember, everyone, you gotta donate. Child's Play. Do it. I command
Yeah.
you.
Alright, the second hidden island is right here, and if I get it right, it's gonna look amazing.
Oh yeah, this hidden island is very interesting to watch. Very. I'll just let the gameplay
Perfect.
speak for itself. Dude, nice job.
Thank you.
Very schmexy.
Here's our first balloon. These things control awfully. First one isn't too bad though, because there's nowhere for it to go. And yeah, there's a lot more to the stage. There's gonna be crystals that kind of push you upwards. There's gonna be these rails in there. Generally, the path you want to take is on the top most of the time. These loops.
So for Sky Babylon, it's actually faster to use Sonic, but it's a lot safer for RTA to use Blaze.
Definitely. Like, Sonic strats are ridiculously unsafe for any in-game RTA marathon. So it's just not even feasible.
Yeah,
I dare anyone
Blaze
prove me wrong, by the way.
Yeah. Blaze
Now we're gonna go
can just
into the
run
bad
through
thing.
fire, by the way.
Yep. Just do the crush JPEG effect on the fire, and it just goes away.
Yeah, she's the Flame Princess, so
Yep.
can't really do. Flames won't stop her from reaching her destination. Oh, and Diamond also pointed this out. The Condor fight is actually faster to use Blaze for.
Yep.
It's a lot more interesting. It's also a lot more interesting.
And the quick
Strats you
kill
have to
is
use for Sonic.
insanely difficult to get as well.
Oh yeah.
We're gonna take this path and then jump here. That was actually improv. I've never done that before, but it worked.
Oh, I see what you did there. Oh my.
I'm just gonna go in the foreground here, do a rush jump, and we'll be in this section of the stage. And it's good to get there around a minute. Also, this music is amazing. Like, the
Yeah,
music in
it's
this
got
game
that-
isn't done by the same guy, but it's still pretty solid for a Sonic game.
Yeah, Hideki Naganuma didn't do
Okay.
the soundtrack for this game.
And here's the
but
balloons. Alright, first one's clear. That's the hard one. Second one's easy. You just kind of use the enemies as visual cues.
Reminder that balloons are hard.
And if you fall in this section into any of that electrified plasma or whatever the heck it is, you're gonna get insta-killed.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why he does this whole zone first, because of this whole balloon section. Just how dangerous it is.
And here we have Ghost Condor. Look at that face.
Condor face, no space.
And yeah, his hitbox is that little crystal up there is going to be bouncing back and forth constantly, and the camera's going to shift. You're going to have a hard time judging distance between it, and your teleport move is going to go through it constantly. There are just so many problems with this boss. I discovered the other day on the last hit of him, you can actually still get hit yourself, so if you had no rings, you could still die on him when he's about to die.
Yeah. This fight.
Oh, I missed. Okay, that's my fault.
Oh, rip.
The optimal strategy is to kind of get under him and do constant upward directional attacks. Oh, see where that hitbox was? That was ridiculous. One more hit. Alright, we got him. This is going to be like 110, which is great.
That's pretty.
Yep, that's
That's
good.
really good
It's a good fight.
to see. Yeah, the up tricks are very important for this fight. Just, you don't want to drop down to the ground at all.
Alright, that's out of the way. We're gonna go to Blizzard Peaks now.
Time for some snowboarding.
Soon.
Soon, my child. Soon.
I almost got that submarine.
So, yeah. You want to talk about that other Rush game that's not even called a Rush game?
Yeah, well, I don't really know too much about colors, that's the thing. I'm not too
Yeah.
big of a fan of it myself. I did try it out one day, but it's a spiritual successor to this, and Generations 3DS in a way as well. All done by Dimps, and are very different in mechanics. Like, there's no trick system, you can only get boost meter from enemies and items. It's very different. And
Yeah.
it really would be nice to see that at the next version of this event. Definitely some cool stuff. And if you see the task of Colors DS, it's stupid.
Yeah, it is incredibly amazing to watch.
Right. We've
one
arrived.
thing I know one thing that I know for sure that Colors DS does differently is that you can actually do like rushes in midair, but that's about all I know.
Alright, we're gonna do a couple of spins forward here, and I'm pressing back when I do that. That makes Sonic go forward at incredible speeds. No idea why, it's just programmed that way.
Snowboarding is a lot faster than actually running, if I'm correct.
Doing the spin trick is a lot faster. That's what's important about this. Shoot. Oh, that's the wrong move, but it still worked. Yeah.
Yeah, this stage is actually pretty fun to watch. So, how would you rank all of those zones, like, in order of your favorites?
That's kind of hard to say. I don't really know off the top of my head. I mean, when combines towards Plant Machine Kingdom, since I have to replay them all the time, I don't have a problem with them. I like Pirate Island, though. Like, a lot of cool stuff goes on there.
A lot of
And
interesting
the Hidden
tricks
Islands
to
are pretty
see.
nice, I guess. Definitely Hidden Island 2 is my favorite to show off, though.
Well, of course, Diamond, they have the Wisps. Yeah, this...
And this section is kind of self-explanatory. You don't get to snowboard. There are these sections, and we're going to skip over a good portion of the level here, as intended. But yeah, there are these sections where you're just sliding and are pretty helpless, and boosting doesn't really get you any speed there, so we kind of avoid those.
Yeah, half pipes aren't fun.
Yeah, this is where you're just sliding here. Gonna do a rush jump. Oh, just missed it. Alright, and that's Blizzard Peaks. Now onto the boss. It's gonna be Ghost Whale here.
It's going to be an interesting fight because it's more or less based on how fast you're actually running around
Yeah.
rather than
Boss
just
mechanics-
attacking.
And boss mechanics in this game are different from regular stage mechanics as well. And this boss is actually more like a level than a boss. Like, you're gonna hit the crystal up here, then you're gonna go through to its weak point.
I'm sorry, what boss?
Ghost Whale. The one I'm on right now.
No, I know what you're doing. I'm just joking.
Oh, come on. Come
I'm
on,
just trying
dude,
to
we're in
be
a
a
marathon.
meme. Come on, dude. I'm just being a meme.
I'm all over your fucking shirt. I got nothing to do here. I just hold spin dash in the corner.
Yeah. Speed's the spin dash storage to maintain the speed. Just gotta consistently hold that.
Yeah, Diamond, I did it. You happy? That was a complete accident, too.
You're watching Sonic Speed
Another reminder that you
2016.
are watching Sonic Speed 2016.
Indeed. Right now we have to jump over some of these sections here, nothing too hard. Oh, and I fell! I fell! Dang.
Oh no.
There's no bottomless pits in this game, so I'm good.
I'm still jealous about that.
And that boss time is awful.
Rip. I'm just now watching the final stretch of it.
Right, that's that. And now we have enough materials to build the fourth boat. And the team gets together, makes a plan or something to get back the main plot point of this game, which is the Jewel Scepter, which Blaze is after, and Whiskers is after as well. Kind of what this whole fight's been for in the first place.
Yeah. Didn't like the story start out with like Marine wanting to escape the southern island or something like that? I
Yeah,
don't
she wants to
know.
go on an adventure or something. I have no idea. Anyway, the fourth boat is going to play like Osu or Elite Beat Agents, if you're familiar with those two concepts. Except there's only one song, and it's not as difficult.
Yeah. Rhythm games though are fun, I guess.
Yep, definitely have big reach. Like, every friggin' tweet from Trip here has been about Osu. Chill, dude. I bet he's playing right now, too, while watching the marathon. I know I'm right. Don't say anything. I know I'm right.
More than likely you are. So the submarine is, correct me if I'm wrong, it's the fastest vehicle again.
Yes, every vehicle goes progressively faster than the last one. Until you upgrade them. And then kind of cycle continues.
Polly, I recommend more energy drinks to stay awake.
Yeah. I was drinking them.
I let some
Just
fly.
slowly.
We need you alive, man.
Like, we're not even done with half the marathon yet.
Yeah, now we found
Yeah.
a hidden door, and now we have to find 3 ancient relics that are clearly marked on our map here. Thanks, Sega.
Yeah. There's all gonna be hidden islands, so he's not having to, like, go through old zones again, so it's at least better than having to recollect material.
And that line was awful.
Drawing lines are hard.
Yeah. I hit. This one's pretty straightforward. Just got a couple of grind rails, a couple of swinging pipes here. Which I'm not really going to be getting for marathon safety. Like, I can jump off these and save 2 seconds. Whoop-de-doo, you lost the run. It was behind schedule.
Well, I think I beat my estimate by 10 minutes, so... Or
Okay.
at least that's what the initial estimate was, so you're gonna be fine. We're way ahead.
That's the first one.
I might try to be dead during Knuckle Centurion, but I don't know.
Uh,
Like, it's only an hour and a half, so...
that's a great
Oh
one.
yeah.
I don't know about being dead during that. I feel like if you're only going to sleep an hour and a half, you might as well not sleep.
Well, any sleep is good. At least in my book.
Yeah, that's my way of looking at it, too.
The thing about doing that, though, is I'm not going to know when he's done. I mean, anything can happen. He's not going to go right on estimate.
Well, that's Knuckles for you.
Yeah.
Master Emeralds are such a troll. So how's the Osu doing? Guess.
It's going pretty normal. Nothing out of the ordinary, pretty easy.
Easy peasy every time.
Didn't get the glitch there, that's good. That's one potential place it can happen and kill me.
Ah, yeah.
Not gonna get enough height. Oh shoot, it's not gonna get enough height, but... Oh, we lived, okay. Yeah, there are those two crushing stalactites there, and luckily it triggered one before the other. Yeah, I just forgot the boost, that's the problem. Good line.
Lines are always hard to draw. Yeah, there's not really much to talk about when it
Yeah,
comes
it's just
to
those two
having
right
to
now.
sail. It's just a lot of sailing, going back and forth just to get these keys that take you to probably one of the harder zones of the game. Would you say?
It's kind of like Deadline in a way. It's pretty straightforward, but it can be difficult.
Pretty much. At least you're not having to deal with the gravity changes in
Yep.
this game. Oh my.
But I do have to deal with dolphins, not scrolling forward enough. Dang it, Echo. 15:69, the most important time there. Alright, now we're gonna go to our sea chart that we have the 3 relics, and we're just gonna tap the island and land on it, and we're there. Don't even have to sail. This is the easiest puzzle in the world. It never changes.
Hooray for turning. Is it? I don't even know.
Yeah, you just turn it with the stylus. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, it's honestly pretty lame, but
Alright, last section we play with Sonic, last boss we play with Tails. Yeah, there's Tails in this. No, Blaze. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, that was hilarious.
wow. Okay.
And we're gonna get our boost meter up here, so it's gonna slow down.
If you're
I'm
a fan
sorry,
of
guys.
dolphins, you'll love this zone.
Yeah, this is alright. It's alright. As long as you don't trick in the wrong place.
Yeah, he's gonna be coming up. What was it? Act 2?
Yeah, Act 2.
He has to has to get a correct camera to avoid crushers.
Oh, great. And there's this stage is actually also on a timer to avoid a specific one. Like, I should get to the ending section before 107 or so. Like 53, 101, 107. Yeah, I'm gonna hit the 107 one. Oh, no, I'm not. Yep, 108. Okay.
Dang.
Yeah, and we're skipping all the dolphins because those are slower.
The only time he has to do dolphins is in Act 2, which
Yep.
is required to avoid a bottomless pit. Am I correct?
Actually, it's to avoid getting crushed.
Oh, yeah.
Although there's a bottomless pit as well. If you jump off. There's actually two sections. There's one where you have to avoid getting hit by the wall, and there's one where you have to avoid getting crushed. We're gonna skip over the dolphin here. Continue along this section. We're pretty good on boost here, so we don't have to worry about that too much. Those gates that I passed through, there's actually a timer on them, and it's extremely generous for anything like a speed run. Like that one I just passed before, I said a minute. And I got there in like 36 seconds. Okay.
Yeah, I think one thing I didn't really point out, that Rush Adventure, you can... Your boost meter is just going to be very high level, but Rush, you just have to manage it a lot more in this game.
Alright, unfortunately we got the invincibility for this section. There's a possible way to avoid it, but it's all just down to timing of when you press the R button to skip that catapult. And now here's our second dolphin that we need. Okay, I did not get that. Let's try it again. I made up for it at the end. It's all good.
So it's about time for
Alright,
the
time
Davy
to go to
Jones
Davy
fight.
Jones.
Yarr.
Pirate talk.
Is time coming up pretty soon?
No, it's gonna be in about 2 minutes here. Gotta beat this boss, and then there's a final boss after that.
Yeah, the final boss is a lot of fun to watch. It's a fun boss to try and optimize, but it's pretty RNG heavy. So, Giant Whiskers. Yeah.
Yep, you're just gonna constantly
gotta-
want to be hitting them. You're gonna lose your rings a lot, so you want to make sure you're having 2 at all times. 3 is great, though.
And just
And
have to
they
be
have this
careful
attack
with
where
saw
they become
blades.
completely invincible. Whiskers throws Johnny, and it's bounce around the stage. Waste time. It's possible to get Whiskers in a corner and him to go into a ground-pounding state repeatedly. Oh, I knocked him out of the attack. Diamond said that was possible too, but I didn't know. So that's nice. Showed that off.
Huh.
Alright, and I can get him
You
to
see
ground pounding
that.
possibly. And we just drone fire. It's a great fight, by the way. Yeah, this fight, that's the best possible fight I could have got. I think.
Yeah, that's a pretty It's a pretty nice fight you got there.
Alright, last level we play with Blaze.
Yeah, Blaze makes the final boss a lot. Well, I wouldn't say final boss, but the final zone easier to deal with.
We're gonna hit her face on the cannon a bunch here to open it up. There's a trick you can do where if you break the cannon as soon as you hover, that opens up the cannon and doesn't damage you at all instantly. I like to call that trick Crazy Diamond because Diamond discovered it, and I'm a weeb. Shouts to all of you who get that.
Weeaboo.
Darn. Oh,
Rip, we don't have the Ghost Titan emote.
yep. Alright, he's gonna shoot lasers here. I'm just gonna guide him towards the shield. That's gonna be the optimal way to break it open here. My rings went really flying there, as you can see.
Yeah, losing a lot of rings for this fight is not really good.
Also, this
But
song
it's
is a
fun.
remix of the Sonic 3 final boss theme. Sonic Advance 3. It is.
Yeah, this track is really good. It's probably my favorite, personally. It's definitely a very well-designed boss.
That's pretty good. Now it's going to show off flying way above the boss here. Yeah. Alright, now he's going to try a desperation attack on us.
Yep. Oh no, we triggered Kirby Master.
And there's a way that he's going to bounce down and allow us to hit him early, but that's completely random, so we'll see what we get. Nope, we didn't get it. We got a slightly early hit, though, so that's okay. 204 is a great time there. That's time.
Good run.
If you didn't get that, that is where time would be called. Sorry, I didn't prep you for it.
Don't worry, I got it. 157.
That's 1 hour 57 seconds.
Yeah.
Nice, not bad.
Dang. That was a really good run.
Yeah.
Better than mine. Like in comparison.
Alright guys, well that's pretty much it for the DS games. Thank you to Nman and TheGuesst for their runs of Rush and Rush Adventure.
You're very welcome
Respectively.
there. Let's get to the awesome
Yeah.
credits music here.